good morning, dear ones. Reverend Robert Brzezinski with you. It is Saturday morning, the 23rd of May, and I'm so grateful to be here with you. Time for morning prayers. This happens every day, 8:15 a.m. and again at 8:15 p.m. So, again, so grateful that you are with us. And today is the 23rd of May, which, if I remember correctly, means today is the last day of Ramadan. And I had originally spoken to this group that at the time nobody really knew what was going on or what is going on as far as life and work and such. And at that time, I had made a commitment that I would make sure I continued this broadcast through the end of Ramadan, and we're there, and I'm not really looking at ending anytime soon either. So I will give everybody a heads up. I am going to go on a short vacation, and my family and I need to escape a little bit. So we're gonna. I'm looking at what's going to happen for the 8th through the 15th or 16th of May. I'm not sure how this program's going to run, or June. I'm sorry. So just keep that in mind. There might be some changes coming to this program. But for now, the broadcast continues. We're going to continue to do some shout outs this morning. Diego, glad to see you with us. Ursula, dear one, always great to see your smiling face. Leandra, welcome, welcome. Glad you're here for this. And Laura Lee and Cynthia Hensley, good morning to you as well, dear one. So grateful you're with us. Now, this broadcast, folks, is all about the power of spiritual mind treatment and how to get more prayer and spiritual mind treatment in your life. If you have a specific request, by all means, please do send me a prayer request, revbriz@spiritevolving.com. If you'd like your prayer mentioned in this broadcast, I'm happy to do that as well. And if you'd like to get together for a phone conversation and an opportunity to pray more directly, more precisely for your desires in a prayer call or in a spiritual counseling session, by all means, give me a call or send a Facebook message or drop an email. Let me know in a comment to this program or any other program we do. And I'm always happy to be in prayer for you and your desires and your life. A long time ago, I was taught that a minister that's too busy to pray is far too busy and far busier than God ever intended. So I will always take a break to pray with people. No matter how busy I am, I'll find a time that day to pray. So speaking of which, it's Saturday morning. It's time for a prayer. All kinds of good stuff coming your week through your weekend, I trust. And what I think I'm like a lot of people in that I've been itching to get out into the world a little bit, and I've been itching to get away from this house for a little bit. And my son and I actually took an opportunity during the week to slip away, get up into the mountains to some friend's place that got a big piece of property, disc golf course, and got away from it all for a little bit. And we didn't have to talk to anybody. We were socially distant. We weren't in stores. We weren't in crowds. But I'll tell you, I keep hearing the mountains here in Colorado are getting crowded on the weekends with so many people like this and trying to get out. So what I've been playing with is expanding that sense of freedom from within, even though physically I'm required to stay really, we're supposed to be staying very close to home, if not home. So at least for a little bit longer, I think. We're seeing how the experiment of opening up goes. So anyway, enough of all that. Let's get into some prayer. And so if you're in that comfortable place and feel safe to close the eyes, let yourself do that and turn within. Turn to that inner space of the one, to that place where we recognize oneness, recognize the inherent oneness of all life, for we are all born of the same source. We are all created from that same infinite supply of love and light and beauty, truth and health and wealth and well-being, abundance, prosperity. It's all God. It's all good. And it's all happening through and as my life, your life, all life right now. One magnificent, awe-inspiring power that it is a self-existent cause that takes on form and abandons that form in order to take on new form. The oneness of God revealing itself right here, this day, this moment, as my life, as your life, as all life. See, what I know is I know God expresses through and as my life perfectly. Whole, complete, nothing missing, nothing absent. And knowing that truth of my life, I know it must be true of your life as well. True of all life, that we are each whole and complete with nothing missing and nothing absent. That we are each free in our own consciousness to choose and create and determine exactly how it is I perceive and respond to the events and the opportunities of my day. There's a great sense of freedom that I feel in this time. Freedom to create, freedom to practice, freedom to believe. And as I believe, so shall I receive. As I believe, I shift the consciousness, I shift my thinking, and therefore experience something different in my world, for that self-existent cause abandons the forms from the old that are from old beliefs and replaces that with forms from the new belief. And so right now on the planet, we're seeing that on a global scale, the release and the letting go of old beliefs, and a replacement with new beliefs, beliefs where we care more for each other, where we recognize our inherent freedom, and we use that freedom to practice a sense of civic responsibility, human responsibility, sense of caring and compassion for each other, a sense of allowing God to have its way, to do its thing, and still showing up in service to something even grander and greater than I can imagine, than I can see, than I can perceive at this time. For I know there is more out there. I know there's more coming. There's something beyond this experience. There's the next and the next. And we shall pass through as a human collective. We shall journey through this experience and into the next. And there'll be more after that. For life is a continuing evolution, a continuing upward, evolving and expanding spiral of becoming and being. And we are on that spiral. We are traveling upward, and humanity is making a great leap into a new paradigm of being, into a new phase of expression along that spiral. Life is so very, very good. I feel the freedom to practice my own beliefs. I feel the freedom to change those beliefs. I feel the freedom of simply being alive. And I claim for each one that hears these words, that same deep sense of freedom, that sense of knowing that beyond the voluntary restrictions that we've placed upon ourselves, we are inherently free to be, to practice, to love, to breathe, to be it all. So in this day, in this moment, I commit myself to my own practice. I commit myself to freely practicing the spiritual practices and principles that supply and support my life. I express my freedom to share my thoughts and words with the world. Most especially, I am in the place of practicing a deep reverence and a recognition of the deep connection with Source, with God. So I am in a place where I feel that gratitude welling up from within. Grateful to know that God's got this. Grateful to know it is all God, so it must all be good, that there's nothing wrong here, nothing broken here. that right where we are, God is, that right where everyone exists, God is. And so knowing God is everywhere at all times, I know this must be good. It must be God. It could be no other way. From that deep, deep sense of gratitude, I release this word into the law that must say yes, that in fact is already demonstrating this word, and I let it be. I let go, and I let God be God. And if any of this has resonated in any way, please join in an affirmation of truth as we say together, and so it is. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, dear ones, for being with me this morning, for sharing this time. Cynthia's going to do some gardening. Right on. Thank you, Ursula, as well. Yes, and an ashe, Cynthia. Thank you. What a great and glorious day. No matter what it looks like outside your window, today is a great and glorious day. I invite you to make sure that you keep reminding yourself and everyone around you of that truth. It is a great and glorious day. I'll be back again later tonight, 8:15 p.m. for evening prayers. I got a surprise. Save the date, July 19th. It's a Sunday. We're just about ready to announce I've got a really special music event as part of the New Thought Media Network coming on July 19th. Again, it's a Sunday night. There's a couple of New Thought icons in the New Thought music world who used to perform together quite a bit and spent quite a bit of time performing together, and haven't for quite a while as well. And they're coming back together. These two individuals are currently creating new material, new music specific for this event. And it's going to be really a great and grand and glorious thing to see these folks back together again. So I can't tell you exactly who it is just yet because we're not done with the marketing. But as soon as we get done, this is going to be the place where it gets announced first. So one of these prayer sessions, whether it's a morning or an evening, it'll be one of these prayer calls where I get to announce this the very first time. So stay posted, stay excited. Save the date for the 19th of July. It's a Sunday night. It's going to be a really, really great event. Until then, and I'm going to leave you in suspense. So I love you. You are great. Go out and make it a fabulous day. Until tomorrow or tonight or next time or whenever. Peace and blessings, dear ones. Have a great day.